Hey everybody, I'm just gonna talk briefly about business letter format, something good to know for different business situations. One really common one is just a cover letter applying for the job. So at the very top of the document is going to be essentially the from address. So if you are writing a personal letter, like a cover letter, and you're writing to a company, you could just start, you don't need to put your name at the top. You just start with the street address, and then you just put, the city and the state and the zip code, whatever that is. Sometimes your computer might default to adding a space between these if you are writing a letter. So one easy way around that is to just hold down the shift key and then push return, and then you should have the cursor come right underneath it. Then the next thing that's going to come is the date. So just whatever the current date is fine. You can just use the auto format for that. And then typically you're going to put the sort of to information. So and a space between one line space between sort of different sections in the letter is maybe an easy way to remember it. So let's say I am writing to a woman, and this is her name, and then if you have it, you would put a title. You can put it either way. You could do it right next to her name like this, or you could move it down. Either way is fine. And then you would normally put the company address or company name, and then the company address. So you should be able to find company addresses for almost everything you're applying for job-wise. So, you just get a general one to put in there, and whatever it is. These are my good made-up names here. And then let's say it's Boulder, Colorado. I don't know what a zip is, but I'll make one up. And then you'll go to add another space, and then you'll go to your salutation. And I think defaulting to Mr. or Ms. is a good way to go. It's just more formal, and usually you would only use Mrs. if you knew for sure that she was married and using her husband's last name, but it's fine to just use Ms. in a business situation. And then one punctuation note, it's always a colon instead of a comma for business letters. So get into the habit of using that. Then you're going to, again, add a line space. And then you would just start with the body of your letter. This is the body of the letter. So notice that there is no indent here. You just justify everything over to the left. And then you would just keep typing it like this, blah, 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 blah. I accidentally hit return and I didn't mean to. So let's say that's my first paragraph. And then when you start a new paragraph, be sure to add a line space between it. So second paragraph goes on here, and then same thing, if third paragraph, just make sure, because when you don't indent, if you put them all together, it becomes difficult to tell where one starts and another ends. So then, and the close, last sentence, let's say this is your last sentence. Then again, you're going to add another space, and then a closing, sincerely, best regards, something professional is totally fine. And then usually you return 4 times, which ends up giving you sort of 3 spaces between it. And then you type your name. So the purpose of this is for you to actually sign it. So before everything was electronic, everyone signed letters to kind of indicate that they had read it or that they had sent it. With electronic stuff going around, not everyone puts a signature in. You can create an electronic signature. Some people just sign it and then take a picture and insert it. Some people can draw it on using Word or other drawing pen type things. That's fine. And then the other option is to just do some sort of cursive font here, that's totally fine. I wouldn't get too hung up on your electronic signature. I think most people are not that worried about it, but it's something that you can kind of decide what you want to do. I don't know. I'll find some sort of cursive type font and put it there, whatever. So that's totally fine. And that's the basics of what you will do for a business letter.